Good morning, YouTube. What is going on today? We got some official Homestead business going on today. We got some pesky things that keep causing some ruckus around here on the Homestead. So I got a buddy coming over, and we're gonna go see if we can take care of this situation. The kids are with me. You can see them back here right now. They're just climbing that tree, my tree that was planted when I was born, right there, that my parents planted. They're climbing it. How cool is that? You cannot get that, and you know, that's just not a norm for people to be able to do that. So we are so blessed here to live on this property. For my kids to, I remember climbing that tree when I was their age. It's crazy. So definitely really cool that they get to do that on a tree that was planted to remember me by. That's pretty cool.
I can't get down, Hunter.
Jump down.
No, I need to climb.
Hunter, jump down.
Okay. Jump down. I'm going to a different place.
Whoa.
There's another place on the tree that we can climb on too, Daddy. It's on the other side.
So yeah, I'm waiting on my buddy to come that I work with. And then I'll kind of let you in on the situation on what we got going on and then what we're going to try to accomplish. My neighbor's having the same problems, and we're actually going to go on his property and try to stop the problem that is occurring and making my property have some issues. So he should be here about any time. Yeah, you're getting high. So what I'm going to do now while I'm waiting, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you all these railroad ties I got. The Payne family, he helped me. He brought his truck over and helped me load some up. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, it's called the Payne Family on YouTube. He will probably comment on this video, so you can just scroll through there and find it. I'm not sure how to do the all links and stuff in the corner yet. I'm definitely gonna have to get with Dutch and figure that out. But he helped me get all these, and it was, man, I'm thankful that I had some help, because if you've seen that video of me flipping them off of that small trailer that day, it's a chore. So definitely thankful. I'm gonna shoot around now and let you guys see this load of ties. See here, I got two big O stacks of them. And I will probably, so you can see I had two pretty big stacks of them, right? And I will probably go get more if I can. Layla, come here, girl. She's actually going over to the neighbors. I don't like her going over there. They got a couple bigger dogs and they have a lot of livestock and stuff. And I don't want him to think that she is, I mean, she wouldn't do anything to him, but just seeing a big German Shepherd on your property would be like, if you got goats and baby animals, you would probably get worried. And I just don't want, you know, her to get shot. So try to keep her over here. Yeah, check that out, guys. Yeah, that's cool.
Over there, I can climb over there now.
Yeah.
I climbed all over the tree.
It's pretty cool. So what we have here, I'm really hoping it comes back. Man, I think last year was the first year it didn't come back, and we're all bummed about it. Don't know why. It was up by the old homestead where my dad and grandpa lived, and my dad transplanted it down here when he had a trailer right over here. Before he passed away, he transplanted it down here so he could see it every day. It was his mom's rose bush that she planted, and it had been growing for years and years and years and years and years, coming back every year. Big pink blooms, really pretty rose bush. And really, I think since the year he passed away, it hasn't been back. I mean, it's crazy to think about that, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's accurate. It hasn't been back since he passed away. So it's been 4 years now. It was right here on this T-post. I don't know if this tree grew and kind of choked it and took all the nutrients from it or what, but it hasn't been back, and it's, man, it stinks. It was a good memory to be able to look out there in the springtime and see those big old pink blooms and think about your grandma, you know, protecting you.
let Layla get me.
So another thing, we've been wondering, like every time we walk out that side door, like, look at her. She's got her all wrapped up. So every time we walk out that side door, Layla will she'll take off barking to the woods. And we're like, why in the world does she keep doing that every time we walk out? I don't get it. And I was laying in bed last night and I was thinking, because I couldn't fall asleep, and I was like, I think I know why. You remember on that trespassing video I had where those guys came up to the woods behind our house? That is exactly where she runs every time we come out of the house. So I'm thinking, see her following Hallie right there? I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but I'm 95% sure I'm right on this. She's running to those woods and she's barking and she's trying to scare anything off that's in there to protect us when we come out of the house. Because it's every time, it doesn't matter who it is. And there's nothing there. But she'll run through those woods barking all around the property, and she'll come back to us. So I think she's just securing the perimeter for us. What do you guys think? Have you guys ever had that happen? Shepherd or any dog ever done that? I don't know any other reason for it. Come here, Layla. I don't know any other reason for it but that she's trying to protect us. Say hi, Layla. Say hi, Layla. Oh, so if you guys got any insight on that, or if you guys know. Is that your baby? Is that your baby? So if you guys got any insight on that, if you think that may be the case, I don't know any other reason why she'd be running back to that place where those guys were that night. She's definitely going back there and checking to see if they're on our property. She's barking all around the perimeter, and then she's coming back to us. And it's every time we go out at night. During the daytime, she doesn't do it. Okay, during the daytime, she'll just come right up to us when we can see everything. But at night, she is doing a perimeter check anytime any of the family walks outside. That's got to be it. So that's pretty cool, because I think that's what it is. What do you guys think? Drop it in the comments and let me know if you have had any instances with your shepherds like that, or any dogs, period, because I think that's what she's doing, guys. She's trying to perimeter check the property and making sure nobody's back there in the woods like they were that day, and she had to run them off.
Hi, Layla.
What do you got, buddy?
A hook.
A hook?
That helps me climb up that side of the tree.
Where'd you get that at?
There's another one right there. It's tiny. But that one helps me climb up that side of the tree.
You guys, I was over here by this old storm shelter, this old bunker here. I was going to try to flip this piece up right here that got knocked off. And there used to be a building on top of this, right? We called it, what did we call it? I don't remember what we called it. We just had like a little storage area in there. I remember growing up. But it was always full of stuff, and I never noticed this. This is so cool. Like,
That's numbers. That's letters.
yeah, this is so cool. My buddy just pulled up, but I'm going to show you this right here. This had to have been my dad that done this. You know, when the concrete's wet and they store and they can write stuff in it, like I did for my family's house down there. Check this out, guys.
That is here.
I don't know if you can see this. It says Moorhead right there.
Where?
Right across there in the concrete. So my dad, when this was being built, he was a little kid, I'm sure.
He made this.
He was out here writing his name in this. That is just too cool. Yeah, there's an A right here. Alfred. A-L Moorhead. Alfred Larry Moorhead. That is too stinking cool, guys. Wow, that kind of just made my day. That was awesome. That's cool.
Stop. It might.
Man, that's really cool. All right, well, my buddy just pulled up. We're gonna come over here, and then we're gonna go to the neighbors, and we're gonna take care of them pesky trespassers. All right, guys, so we got back here, and if you can see behind me where he's standing at, you see that hole right there? The pesky creature that we have is a beaver. It's got this all dammed up back here on the neighbor's property, and the creek that runs through the back of my place where the kids are playing. And when a real heavy rain comes through, the water doesn't flow like it should, so it floods up in my backyard. So I brought him out. He can trap about anything that walks or talks or breathes. So we're gonna set a couple beaver traps back here, and we're gonna see if we can get rid of these pesky critters that keep damming up this little creek here and causing my backyard to flood. Because it's definitely a nuisance anytime it floods. And you look out the backyard and there's just water in your backyard because it has nowhere to go. So this didn't used to hold all this water like this. They've got it all dammed up where it won't flow any further. So we think we found where they're living at here. A lot of tree chewing ongoing here. So we're gonna go ahead and walk around the little area here and try to find the best place to set a trap. So stay tuned. Right there, guys, you can see where he chewed that limb off right there, that root to get up in there. That's definitely his home up in there, I would say, if I were a betting man. So we're probably going to try to, you can see just right down the bank, he's chewing right there. Down to the other side, he's chewing. So we're going to put our money on this spot right here. But there's 2 or 3 other holes that he has dug where he's going up in. But we think this is his primary residency. So stay tuned. You can see water.
Yeah, I see it. I want to see. I want to see. Hold on, camera's focusing.
They could have a whole demon under there and you wouldn't know it. Fish want to climb up in there. That right there is the back side of that hole I was showing you on top. Right up there that Hunter stepped in. You can see where it goes straight down the ground and comes out to this creek here. All right, guys, we just got back to the house. You can see our leg traps here that we're going to use. This is an older one. We probably won't use this because it's just not strong enough to hold him, he don't think. He's got some other leg traps that he's modified. It's pretty good ideal. So I'm going to flip the camera around and let him show you what he did.
To fill inside the panhole. So instead of your small pan, which is usually about this big around, it actually fills in between the jaws.
So there's no way that beaver can't step on that without getting caught now. Where before it was about, you know, that big around and he could step around the edge of it and still miss setting the trap off. So that's a pretty good idea. All right, well, we just got down here and got those traps. We've tried to find the best place to where there would be no cattle activity on this property, and it's definitely down in here. There was no cattle tracks or nothing whatsoever down there. Kind of hard to get to, but there is a slide that goes through that thicket, and there's a hole right there. So we think this will be our best bet to catch a beaver and not catch a cow. So stay tuned, we're gonna set these traps. Hard to set in the mud?
Yep.
Just sinks in, huh? You can't get that spring.
Hard to breathe when you're fat too.
One reason why we picked this, I don't know if you can see right there, is a hole where he's coming out and he's using this flat bank here to go down in the water.
Now all you need to do is hide it.
Now we're gonna hide it in the water. I want a rear leg trap. I don't want a front leg trap. So I want it a few inches under the water, usually about knuckle deep. That may be a little deep, but it will suffice. And I'll take and anchor this down with a stake.
Daddy, I'm
I'm gonna build a caster mound right here.
So for those that are watching that don't know what that is, kind of explain.
Caster mound, a beaver, what it does is it swims down the bottom, grabs dirt, decayed sticks, leaves, and they build a mound. And then they walk up here and they spray their caster on there. Well, I'm actually going to take a chunk of caster that I've taken out of another beaver and lay on top of it. So I want that beaver to come up here and sniff his caster. Well, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to put his front legs here and push up, and then his back leg is going to hit that right there. So now I got to get some mud. And then I'm gonna take my caster.
That stuff does not smell
Yeah,
pretty,
it's
by the
nasty.
way.
I ain't touching it.
He
It's
talked me into
nasty.
sniffing the outside of the bottle a while ago, and it was pretty rank.
Just gonna take a piece of this cut up caster. No. I'm gonna lay it right there. I like bringing casters from different places, that way you have different scents for them to look for. See it as a threat. And this mound, this set is done.
So essentially what he's doing in the deer hunting world, he is taking another buck from an area and he's marking a scrape. Is essentially what he's doing, and he's letting them other bucks know maybe that there's a new buck in the area, maybe dominant, and he's gonna come and check that out, and we're gonna catch him in that trap right there.
Bucks or does, males or females, they all have casters.
So just to try to, I know a lot of you guys are deer hunters that watch this channel, so that just kind of lets you know what he's doing there. All right, there's one trap down. We may set another one down there, but I don't know that I'll video it for time's sake. But there's a quick tutorial on how to do this one, and we're gonna go ahead and knock these other ones out.